Dear students and all viewers, so welcome to my class, Cryptography and Network Security, in continuation of the previous lecture. So, I am myself Dr. Anjaya, Professor of CAC, working in St. Peter Engineering College, Hyderabad. So, now I would like to demonstrate today's topic is IP security. So, before going to that IP security topic and the cryptography network security, so this IP security is best suitable for one large one quotation that is comes under this. If a secret piece of news is divulged by a spy before the time is ripe, he must be put to death together with the man to whom the secret was told. So this is taken with the art of war, Sun Tzu. So large motivation quotation by this chapter, which is very suitable application for this chapter. Now coming to here, IP security. So it is actually fifth unit of cryptographic network security subject. Now what is IP security? So why we require IP security, where we are deploying the IP security, would like to discuss in detail. Now coming to here, IP security. That is IP security is deployed in network level. Now here, so initially data link physical level, data link level, then followed by network level. So now here, network level, we are going to deploy this IP security. When you see this IP security, they have a range of application specific security mechanisms. Like example, S/MIME, PGP, Kerberos, SSL, HTTPS. When you see this, all the security devices S/MIME, that is nothing but secure multi-purpose internet mail extension. This is especially for email security. We'll discuss in detail. Now coming to this is PGP. Next is pretty good privacy. This is also open source security standard. So it is also best suitable for this email security. We will see. And next Kerberos, this is the best version for this client server authentication, and the client server interaction is best suitable security mechanism is Kerberos. We have seen already in previous lecture. And next SSL and HTTPS, so these are the best suitable security standards for web security, right? This is for web security. SSL and HTTPS for web security, and Kerberos for client server authentication, and PGP and MIME, all these for email security. And whereas IP security, now we are going to discuss, right? Now we are going to discuss IP security in detail and its architecture and its benefits and its services and its deployment. We'll see in detail. However, there are security concerns that cut across protocol layers. We would like to see, like security implemented by the network for all applications. So basically, security is deployed in the network level for any application. But in addition to that, extra protection also we are applying in different layers. We will see in detail. Now coming to here, IP security, the general mechanism IP security, what actually it provides is authentication, confidentiality, and key management. Authentication, we know, confidentiality, key management. These are the three primary factors for this IP security. Authentication, we know what about authentication means. We're going to verify whether the person is involved in a network is whether genuine or not. So in order to overcome third party intervention, we're going to identify authenticated person in a network. So that is authentication. Whether the particular person is having access rights for the server or not will be defined by the authentication. Now confidentiality. Confidentiality means so we are going to maintain and keep secure while transmission of entire data. So we are going to face always the problems in middle only. While transmitting the data only, we are going to face attacks and stealing of data and interruption of data. So like all misappropriate appropriations will be happening in while sending the data only. In order to overcome this, we are going to maintain confidentiality. How we are going to maintain confidentiality, we'll see. Next, key management. Key management also very important factor here. How we are going to supply the keys from client to server, how we are going to generate the keys, how we are going to manage the keys in effective manner. So these three are very very important primary factor which will play a key role in IP security, and applicable to use over LANs across public and private and wireless networks and for the internet. So this IP security is basically deploys for local area network and public networks and private wide area networks and internet. For all these, we are going to deploy this IP security. So it needed identified in 1994 report. So need authentication encrypt in IPv4, IPv6. With these two formats, we can going to provide IP security, IPv4, IPv6. These are the Internet Protocol version 4 and Internet Protocol version 6. With help of these two protocols and these two versions, we can deploy encryption process. And by applying authentication process, we are going to provide this IP security. So in 1994 onwards, we are going to deploy more secure in this IP security level. Now coming to here, IP security uses how IP security is deployed. Actually, we'll see in detail. The following diagram will shows the architecture diagram of IP security. Here, we're going to see there are public and private networks are also participating here, right? So here, this IP security we are going to deploy at the router level and gateway level, right? Routers and gateways will play key role here. Routers and gateways, they are this is a router, right? This is switch, right? So now here routers and gateways are play key role. So routers, but actually they are going to filter the incoming traffic. So the two routers, whereas gateways are allows only restricted entries only, that is authenticated users only they can allow the network. Routers are act as a initially they are the primary protectors. With help of routers, with help of gateways only, we are going to enter. With help of these firewalls only, we are going to enter. Firewalls and gateways act as a primary entrance for any network. So after that, the traffic will be monitored by these routers. Anyhow, we will see the complete architecture diagram of this IP security. Now, initially, user system with IP security. So it is having a specific format, that IP header, IP security header, security IP payload. So here header maintains source and destination address, which play a key role. And here is IP security, right? IP security is specific header, which is provided security for IP, and secure IP payload. Payload which carries the entire data. The required data which is carrying from entire packet is called payload. We are going to add this secure IP to this payload. Now here, public internet or private network. So this is, we can use public or private network. So with help of this, so how this systems they can exchange information same in all level. We see all these each and every level with connecting multiple local area networks and wide area networks. So all these level we are going to deploy this IP security header, IP security header, right? Then security IP payload, all these packet formats we are going to maintaining. So this is the complete security standard for IP security, right? So in initially we have discussed, right? Confidentiality and authorization, authentication, confidentiality, authentication, and key management is play key role for this. They are going to maintain keys with the help of encryption and decryption process. Here, source and destination, they are going to maintaining key encryption and decryption. That is key management here. So now here, if you see Ethernet switch, so Ethernet switch connected to our more systems. Now here, with help of this switch only, we are going to connecting uh, router and other system here, right? Now here, with help of the switch only, we are connecting router and the client system here. So, and after this connection, we are going to deploy this IP security here, IP header and IP payload, right? Initially, the initially incoming data will be transfer IP header and IP payload after networking device with IP security. When we are deploying the device, special device, so which is called as network device with IP security, then we are added this IP header, right? This IP security header, right? IP security header is this is specific field. After deploying the network device with IP security only, right? We are going to maintain. Initially, just we are taking header and payload. Header means and source and header means here source and destination address, whereas payload means the actual carrying of data. But whereas when you are going to apply IP security, we require to add network device with IP security. So in this case, so once again IP security header will be added. Then we are going to connect with public or private network, right? So this is the scenario. You see same here also same. Initially Ethernet switch, right? Here two clients are connected, right? Two systems, two clients are connected here. The initially IP header, IP payload. So initially it contains only this data only. After deploying the network device with IP security, right? So we are going to provide IP security header, a special mechanism with help of this special device. So when we are adding this IP security from this level onwards, this stage onwards, it can maintains authentication process, confidentiality process, and encryption will be done. These all will be done with help of encryption, right? And after reaching the network, they may also decrypt the data with help of these keys. All these maintained by this network device with IP security. So this is a complete architecture diagram of how IP security is deployed. Initially, the system, switches, routers, gateways, all these are connected to different levels. But anyhow, now here initially our data will be connected through primary devices switch. After connecting through switch only, the system has to deliver the data. So after the connection through switch, the ethernet switch, so then the data will be transferred in this fashion. After that, we are going to deploy the network device. So here that switches are deployed in physical and data link level here now. In physical and data link level, we are going to deploy the switches. And network level, we are deploying here network devices like routers and other networking security device here. This IP security always deploy that network level as per our discussion. Now coming to here, so this is the brief architecture of how IP security is deployed. Which level we are adding IP security. After adding IP security, how we are going to provide authentication and confidentiality, and how we are maintaining key, effective use of key for encryption and decryption. So while injecting the packets in the network, that is the complete scenario. So coming to here, the benefits of IP. So in a firewall, a router provides strong security to all traffic crossing parameter. Now here we have seen the firewalls and routers provide a strong security to all traffic crossing the parameter. So here, so this IP security, so when we are deploying the device, special device at the network level, then firewalls and routers. So all these routers are deployed in the network level. That's why firewalls or routers provide strong security of all crossing the parameters. They can cross any parameters. They can overcome and they can minimize the traffic flow at the network level. So when this while deploying the security device at the router level, and in a firewall, router is a resistant to the bypass. Now here there is some time there is chances for this bypass of incoming packets also. So unnecessary data will be bypassed. So that is the job of this firewall and router. And below it is below transport layer, hence transparency to its applications also. Here this always all these devices will be deployed, all these activities will be deployed in the network level only. That means below the transport layer. So it can be transparent to the end users also. So it can provide security for individual users also, and secures routing architecture. So it provides a secure routing architecture, and it also provide extra security for individual users also, and it can known for everyone end users. So transparent to end users and visible to end users. You can easily see how it is implementing. So that is benefits of IP security. Now, IP security architecture, as of now, we have seen all these. Specification is quite complex with groups. Architecture, this architecture just now I have seen in this RFC 4301 security architecture for Internet Protocol. So this, the port for this specific Internet Protocol is RFC 4301. This is standard port for this Internet Protocol when we are using for this architecture. And authentication header AH, we have seen. So header is maintain source and destination address. So for this RFC 430 to IP authentication header. So this is the complete port number. And encapsulating security payload ESP RFC 4303 IP encapsulating security payload. So here payload and authentication header, right? Protocol. So these are very very important, and internet key exchange also, IKE internet key exchange, RFC 4306 internet key exchange, that IKEv2 protocol. So all these are will play key role in the architecture of IP, right? IP security architecture. We have seen all these in previous diagram, how we are carrying the data, how we are deploying the payload, right? So how we are exchanging the key. So we require to hear just the RFC's numbers. These are the standard port numbers for this uh, protocol and security payload and headers. Cryptographic algorithms and others also. We may use public key or private key cryptographic algorithms and other authentication process also we can use in IP security architecture. And next, coming to here, IP security services. Now here, what are the services? Access control, connectionless integrity, data origin authentication, rejection of replayed packets, confidentiality, limited traffic token confidence. So now here, coming to this access control. Access control means we are going to give the access only for authorized users only. In order to prevent unnecessary users in entire network, we are going to give the accessing we are going to give the accessing and sharing only restricted clients only, those who are original those who are original, those who are the message seekers and content deliverers only participating, and the entire accessing will be controlled by server only, right? So that is access control. So we are going to control the entire uh, network in server with help of server only. That is nothing but access control. And we are completely clear cut overview and clear cut monitoring of this management and monitoring of entire network, that is called access control. Now here, connectionless integrity. Now here, so we are going to maintain same data integrity feature always specifies whatever sending the data from client side, the same data must be received by the receiver side, right? That is server side and receiver side. Whatever the sender is initiating the process of amount of data, that must be transferred by the receiver side. That is nothing but integrity. Now here, connectionless integrity means with the help of connectionless protocol. So like here IP also, so it can have some connectionless also. So that's why IP security also provides some connectionless service also. That's why connectionless integrity also provides IP security services. Next, data origin authentication. So now here, so data origin authentication means the data must be authenticated when it is came from its origin. Whenever it is initiated from the source side, from the source side onwards up to it, it can receiver up to receiver side, destination side, the entire authentication will be done. That is the data origin authentication. And rejection of uh, replayed replayed packets. That means we may nothing but so we are going to rejection of some replayed packets. The incoming packets will be sometimes we are going to reject of duplication of packets. That will be done with the router only. So a form of partial sequence of integrity and confidentiality. That confidentiality means encryption, right? We know how this confidentiality. So with the help of encryption facility only, we are doing this confidentiality feature, right? We are not enclosing to anyone. That is nothing but encryption, right? Limited traffic flow confidentiality. Now here, sometimes we are going to allows only limited traffic only. Through that only, we are going to get the confidentiality, right? It is may not disclose to anyone, right? We are going to maintain keep secret. That is limited traffic confidentiality. So this is the end of this IP security and its benefits and services and its architecture. You have seen. Thank you, everyone.